the Hunter Biden story. They were able to drag his flabby crack backside to Arkansas because he is in court. Rewind. Remember the, I don't want to say baby mama, but I know that that's like the parlance of our times. But the woman with whom he had an affair, and I know you're like, what? Wait a minute. He slept with so many people. I know. I think this was before. Okay, this was between his Instagram influencer wife and his sister-in-law, who was his girlfriend for a while, right? London Roberts was in between those, in between those two, and so he ended up they had romantical times. He even at one point, and we know this because of the emails that were on his computer. He at one point had her on the Biden family insurance, et cetera, et cetera. And it ended up that after they broke up, he dumped her off of it. So London Roberts, between the Instagram influencer girlfriend, hang on, I know it's a difficult web to weave, and then the sister-in-law girlfriend, that's who he was dating. They ended up having a baby, the little girl, Navy Joan, who's adorable. And he didn't want to be a father to this baby. Like she had to drag him to court to get him to do a paternity test. And then after it came back, you're the father. Then she had to drag him to court again just to get him to pay child support. Then she had to drag him back to court again, which is where he's at now because he's trying to say he's this broke, starving artist. Kane's head just snapped straight off his neck. Broke artist? Yeah, he's trying to say he's a broke artist. He can't take care of his one baby because he's too busy living in his Malibu mansion when he's not living in the White House to avoid being subpoenaed. He tried to avoid it today and it wasn't happening. Or when he was staying at that billionaire's ranch in Northern California late last month. So, no, you got to come in. He sells artwork. What is his artwork going for?
$250K, $500K.
Yeah, like $500,000. It's money laundering, let's be real. But that's what and that's the stuff that he spits the paint through the straw, right?
Yes.
Okay. I'm just making sure. So that's how much his stuff is going for. He's legit telling her. Now, here's where it gets so fun. Here's where I get really excited about it. I get really into the story. So, he has this ongoing investigation, the federal government, because of he did not claim the stuff that he made from China, these Chinese businesses, the Seneca Falls, et cetera, which all these emails prove. He didn't claim this income. And so this is he's under investigation for that, right? So James Comer, Jim Jordan, many others have been requesting documentation to substantiate his financial claims and to also look into what he perhaps did not claim. Now, they've been fighting all of this, but now the judge in Arkansas wants all of this financial documentation as well because Hunter Biden is trying to argue that he can't pay for his baby because he's broke. He don't want to pay for his baby. Sidebar two, he also does not want the baby to have his last name. He's been fighting that as well. What a just lame-o freak. Anyway, so the House Oversight has been demanding these documents. They've been refusing, dragging their feet, haven't wanted to give up any kind of documentation related to his financial activity, etc. And now the judge in Arkansas, because he's trying to argue that he's poor and he can't pay for this baby, now the judge in Arkansas is demanding that he substantiate these claims by giving over all of the related all about his finances. This male whore shot himself in the foot. It's exactly what he did. Hunter Biden is a skank who shot himself in the foot with this. So now the House is going to get everything because of this case. They have to. He has to. He has to turn all this over. And it's going to be, that's the way it has to turn all of this over now. He did not want to pay for his child. He fought paying for his child. And as a result now, the judge is going to get all this documentation. And boy, oh boy, good on London Roberts for pursuing this on behalf of her daughter. Good for her. Because it needed to be done, number one. And this is also the child that the Bidens won't ever acknowledge. This is the 7th grandchild. This little girl's like 2 years old now. They have refused to acknowledge her, and he's also fighting to even have. He doesn't want this baby to even have his last name. I mean, it's truly disgusting.